Hey everybody, how's it going? As Tell says, 190 surgical work. I talked to I call him my house doctor, because he seems to know everything about him. So we agreed that popping out, because essentially this is not going back far enough. It's barely there, but it's wanting to kick out. So we're going to pull this apart for you guys. So I have a picture of what it looks like. Obviously the spacers are in there and stuff. And there. I know one guy had said to cover these. I covered the holes, got all my stuff in there. So, but we're going to, crap. I'm gonna set you guys down somewhere. Yeah, we're going to, maybe. Anyway, I'm not gonna spend, but I have a detent here, neutral and first, or neutral and third. So my first, we're going to weld the back side of that detent and move it 1/8 of an inch further by regrinding it. So I'll have that extra 1/8 of an inch. It's going to be locked in every time. I won't have to worry about that for years. Only said is it will put some wear on this fork, but by the time I have that issue, I won't be using this tractor nearly as much. I just think long term this will probably end up being a raking tractor. It'll always pull the small squares unless I ever get out of them. It'll probably pull the disc mower, or not disc mower, the hay bind. So there's that. And then I have some farm-wise news. I last week started going around asking guys, figuring out who is farming what. I have potential of probably 15 to 20 acres for hay. They sound like it was a pretty good deal. My farthest field would be 9 miles away, 8 miles away, but that's a 10-acre chunk or a 10-acre waterway. So that would be definitely worth my money. And then with going to Holsteins, I know I said in my last video I may go steer or colors in the future. That's still undecided. Plans change around here. I always get ideas, but my buddy said he'd buy directly out of the field mostly. And then if I can get by with this year, because I will not, he's going to let me at least possibly use his hay rack if he's not busy. And he would pull 1 or 2 over to that field. I'd fill them up, and then the rest would go on a flat rack and we'd stack them. But at the end of this year, I'm hoping to pick up 2 to 3 hay racks. I'd like at least 2 and a flat rack. And that's my goals for equipment purchases. Another thing, after how last year was with getting hay, because everyone just got 2 cuttings versus normally we're able to get 3. So I'm wondering, has anyone ever had luck with tedders? Not a lot of guys around here use them, but all across the nation, they seem to be pretty popular. I saw at the local machinery dealer, they have it's an H&S, but it's a reel rake style, or it's a reel style where it flips it back instead of the spinners. It's got tines, and they basically just flip it back every time. So just another idea I'm wanting to get some advice on, see what everyone's used. I think Pughview Farms, I think he had one and he got rid of it and went with a tedder style. It's pretty windy, so that's why I'm not able to do much. But yeah, if anyone gives me advice on that, that might be something I look into in the future. Like, there's a lot of things I hope to acquire before the next 4 years. Get my hay equipment down, get some throwing racks, probably a cattle trailer. I'm using my buddies this year and probably next year. But cattle trailer will be in the future, and maybe a tedder. I'd eventually like to get a flatbed trailer. I plan on switching my regular truck and getting a gooseneck hitch for that. So that all long term, like I said. But I haven't got much fencing done. I really don't want to go outside because of the wind, but as you can see, I'm actually going to put in a line, because if I can at least get enough fencing around here. I went to Trash Supply, and they have a funny deal where you can buy 1,000 feet for $100 of 12.5 gauge, or 4,000 feet for $100, same gauge. I don't know. I had asked them about it. Same price either way. So I will be, hopefully, whenever I get this hay sold. I got a guy. He says he's interested in it, but I'm still waiting. He's picking up 66 bales. So that should. Don't plan on feeding them a whole lot of hay. Maybe half a bale a day starting out. So I'll be covered. That'll get me for quite some time. But I do plan on at least making this a permanent fence right away, and that will give me a lot where they can start grazing on this, being they're going to be 300 to 400 pound calves. They're not going to eat the grass like crazy. So, and I will be feeding them out in the pasture, like I said. But hoping here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe the next video, I don't know, we'll see how things go. But hoping here in the next 2 to 3 weeks to get some calves. They've been selling pretty good. I really haven't been checking up past 2 weeks, so I don't know what sizes there are. But generally, if I go up north of me, there's a group of dairy farms, and they always are sending calves. There's some bigger dairies too. The next thing, as you guys can see, I got a jack for the rake. So I'm having my welder come over tomorrow. I'm not a welder. I want to learn welding in the future, but he's gonna get that welded on for me, and then he may try at that. If not, I'm gonna send the transmission rail off to a guy in town. He does it too. So, but he said he'd do that real cheap. He doesn't really have a rate. I work with him, so that'll be my first big thing done that I wanted. And then at least then I won't have to lift that up, because it's probably 400 to 500 pounds tongue weight on that. So it's not a light duty thing to lift up. And then I'm still looking for rake teeth. I went into town to the New Holland dealer. I didn't know, Jay had a case, and they had no idea what I was talking about. So I may have to go online. And then I did get some fencing stuff, but my budget wasn't very big. I have other bills I had to pay, so, but hopefully when I get my hay sold, I can get my pasture up, and I should have cattle on pasture in May, hopefully. Pending my hay sale, which he keeps telling me he's going to buy it, and it keeps getting pushed off further, so. But that's just a little update for you guys, kind of what's been going on. It's been cold, windy, icy. We got the southern part of that big ice storm that went through, and we had power down. Let's see, I lost power here about 10 o'clock yesterday in the morning. They brought it back on at 6, but I went north of me, and there was a stretch of 3 miles where probably half of the poles were snapped off. So, and I had a line that had snapped just north of me. But that's about it. Hope everyone's doing good, staying warm. Spring is just around the corner. There's green grass growing, so there is hope. But wish I could do live. I would have done that if I could, but everyone knows it. So, and if anyone's watching this, if they're still watching this, subscribe to Pughview Farms. Ted's a great guy. Great content, just that hobby farmer where he's still working a regular job, but he's starting to grow in the acres, and I'm really looking forward to see where he goes in the future. But just subscribe to Pughview Farms. If I have a guy that hasn't subscribed there yet, I don't know, but there's a shout out. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.